Young and the Restless, Y&R, Vandals on Friday, June 5, teasing that viewers will be watching an encore episode aired on December 24, 2019. In the episode, Summer Newman will talk to Barbs with Theo Vanderway at the Society about his work conflict with Kyle Abbott and his clear passion for Lola Abbott. Meanwhile, Kyle and Lola will be busy at their apartment decorating the Christmas tree in their apartment for the holiday. Kyle and Lola will enjoy their time together, but Kyle will put a moderator on everything as he constantly mentions Theo and their problems work together at Abbott. Lola would not agree with all of Theo's conversations, but Theo would then send Lola a picture he took with a plate of food at the society. Lola will smile and start answering, but she will think better about that and put the phone down. Staying in the party, Theo would be sad because Lola didn't answer. In Devin Hamilton's attic apartment, he and Elena Dawson will enjoy spending time together, and Elena will be in good spirits because she will have time to rest. Devin will say that he will take her to London, a destination on Elena's bucket list. Elena will rejoice, and she and Devin will rejoice at the opportunity to escape for a few days. Elena will note that she knows the holidays will be difficult for Devin after losing Neil Winters. Elena and Devin will search online for hotel reservations and they will happily press the button on the computer to make a reservation. Theo will complain about Kyle sabotaging him at work, but Summer will think that Theo is sabotaging himself by haunting Kyle. Summer will think Theo should focus on his work, that is, if he really wants his new company job. Summer will also follow Theo's wishes for Lola and about wanting almost everything Kyle has. Theo will not appreciate it, but Summer will say Theo needs to be honest with himself about what he wants. At Crimson Lights, Chancellor will talk to Paul Williams about his desire to start a private investigative business in the city of Geneva. Paul will give Chance some advice, noting that the business can be quite slow compared to the more interesting secret work. Opportunities will like the sound of that. Elsewhere in the Crimson Light, Phyllis will meet Billy and the two will talk about Phyllis' recent shoot from Grand Phoenix. Phyllis will note that she still stands as a partial owner, and Billy will praise her for that. At Grand Phoenix, Nick Newman will meet Phyllis Summers when he is looking for Chelsea Lawson. Phyllis and Nick will like some hilarious jokes, and Phyllis will want to discuss how they will share time with Summer. After a few trips back and forth, Nick will invite Phyllis to the Newman family Christmas. Chelsea will then approach, noticing Nick and Phyllis are talking. Phyllis will make itself scarce, and Chelsea and Nick will talk about holiday plans. Nick would be dismayed when Chelsea wanted him to invite Adam Newman at Christmas, but in the end Nick would agree to let their boys go on holiday together. At Victoria Newman's house, Jack Abbott will talk to Billy Abbott about holiday plans. Jack wished that Billy had returned to Abbott, but he would be happy for his brother to get a new job. Jack will want to invite Billy home at Christmas, but Billy will say that he, Victoria and the children will be at Telluride for the holiday. Talking will turn to the way Billy does, and Billy will be annoyed with Jack's questions about whether he will still see a therapist. Billy will confuse him that he doesn't see the therapist anymore, but he's talking to someone. Jack will soon take off, saying he will always be there if Billy wants to talk. Billy will think he can't talk to Jack because Jack won't want to hear the fact that he's really a mess. Young and the Restless's Vandals reveal a shocking spiral of fate may be ready for a trio of famous cities in Geneva. Kyle Abbott is currently with Summer Newman. Before that, he was with Lola Rosales. And before he is with you, you've found it, Summer Newman. Grasping your fans, a beaten case can be brought into the store because of explosive rumors suggesting that the fickle Kyle will probably fall again in the summer for Lola. Kyle had known each other since childhood and she was always hot with him. When he realized his own feelings, they continued. But then broke up. And so on, until this moment when they were once again in each other's arms. But Kyle is a wild card. Because of that problem is Summer, who once slept with her mother's boyfriend to get back to her. Kyle has lifeless eyes and he's still not divorced from Lola. You know what they say, once a liar is always a liar. Lola represents something special with Kyle in that she is unlike any girl he knows. She was not fascinated by his wealth or impressed by expensive wallets. Her modesty touched him in a way that Summer fans believed could only be dreamed of. Is he really willing to give up the life of a design team and a VIP vacation? That life didn't sound bad, but Kyle gave it up once. He and bestie turned cousins into enemies. Theo Vanderway lived mainly in NYC when he was a fastidious bachelor, but Kyle swore to Lola that he had changed and he settled on her. Rumors spread that Kyle would once again crave what he had with Lola: authenticity, love and acceptance. Is it true that he'll get tired of champagne and tuxedo and instead want one of Lola's tacos in the upstairs room they call home? The CBS Young and the Restless, Y&R, on Friday, June 5th, teased that the audience will be watching an encore episode of Y&R aired on December 24, 2019. In the episode, Summer Newman and Theo Vanderway will chat at social bars. Theo will quickly start complaining about Kyle Abbott sabotaging him. Summer will think Theo is ruining himself by haunting Kyle. Theo will accuse Summer of taking Kyle's side again and she will tell Theo to focus on his work. Theo would accuse Summer of doing the same, and he would say that she still had something important to Kyle. Summer would quickly conclude that Theo was playing with her when he said she still wanted Kyle because Theo wanted Lola Abbott. Next on Y&R, at their apartment, Kyle and Lola will decorate their first Christmas tree as a couple and the mood will be fun, though Kyle will not be able to help himself. According to the release and some problems they encountered, I was in Abbott. Lola would disagree with all of Theo's conversations, and they would turn to a discussion of their perfect home and Kyle would light up the Christmas tree. Lola would say that she wished she could freeze the moment and they would discuss their Christmas as a child, when Lola's father went missing, and Kyle's mother wasn't around much. Kyle and Lola will promise each other about the constant and they will kiss happily. Soon, Kyle will bring along one of his ridiculous ideas at Abbott when he and Lola are talking about Christmas cookies. Lola would not want to talk about Theo, and Kyle would apologize for Theo taking too much space in his mind. Lola will then receive a message from Theo saying he is posing with a plate of food at the club, and Lola will begin to answer, but she will stop and put down the phone. Staying at the party, Theo would be sad to not receive a response, while Summer looked at Theo curiously. Theo and Summer would argue more, and Summer would say that she felt sorry for Theo because he would never have Lola. Theo will shoot back that he doesn't want Lola and Summer to show Theo Kyle's lifelong wish. Summer will say that Theo should abandon women for a while and focus only on his excellent opportunity at work. Summer will also encourage Theo to assess whether this job is really for him, and Theo will think that Summer is trying to attack him and cause him to resign. Summer will tell Theo to be honest about what he really wants before leaving the bar. Next on Y&R, at Grand Phoenix, Nick Newman will talk to Phyllis Summers, who will wrap gifts in the lobby. Nick will be wary of Chelsea Lawson, but Phyllis will want to talk about holiday plans and how they will divide time with Summer. They would go back and forth about it and Nick would suggest Phyllis to spend time with Newmans. Phyllis would agree, and she and Nick would talk and smile to each other when Chelsea arrived. Chelsea and Nick will talk privately, and Nick will plan Christmas. Nick will want to spend a special day with Connor Newman and Christian Newman, Alex Wilson. Chelsea will love this idea, but she will say that she also wants Adam Newman to be invited. Nick will falter, but eventually he will agree to invite Adam. Next, at the Penthouse, Devin Hamilton and Elena Dawson will talk, and Elena will be in a great mood because she will have time off, including the first day of the new year. Devin will be very worried, and he will say that they will go to London. That's where Elena always wanted to go. Devon will think the trip will give them a chance to reset after their recent rudimentary patch, and Elena will say that she knows that going on vacation will be difficult after losing Neil Winters. Elena will be delighted with their upcoming trip and together they will book hotel rooms online for their travels. At Victoria Newman's house, Jack Abbott will come to see Billy Abbott. Billy would end a business call and Jack would wish that Billy had returned to Abbott, but he would say that this was not the purpose of his trip to his house. Jack will want to talk about Christmas plans, and Billy will say that everything is very busy with his new job. Billy will also reveal that he, Victoria and the kids will be coming to Telluride for the holiday. Jack will be disappointed, and Billy will think that Jack is worried about him. Jack will say he cares because this year is hard for Billy. Jack will wonder if Billy still sees his therapist, and Billy will say no, but he's talking to someone. Jack will apologize for intruding and he will say that he will miss Billy at Christmas. The brothers would hug, and Jack would say he was always there if Billy wanted to talk. Billy would think he couldn't tell Jack what was really going on because Jack didn't want to hear the truth, that he really was a mess. Next on Y&R, at Crimson Light, Chancellor will talk to Paul Williams. After a few small conversations, Chance will tell Paul why he wants to meet. Chance will say that the secret life is no longer suitable for him, and Paul will eventually guess that Chance is thinking about becoming a private investigator. Chance will ask Paul for advice and Paul will say that the job may be slow, but Chance will think it looks pretty good when the replacement is changing his name, life and everything about himself. Paul will wonder if Chance is ready to take root in the city of Geneva. Near the cafe, Phyllis will approach Billy, telling him about being kicked out of the Grand Phoenix but still there because she is still the owner. Billy will say that he admires her for standing firm and in control of his own destiny. The compliments will surprise Phyllis. In their conversation, Phyllis would know that Billy had a middle-class consulting job, and she would think that Billy could do better. Billy will understand that this is another person who criticizes his choice and she should understand that he does not want to work at his family company. Phyllis will get it, and eventually she will tell Billy that he deserves the life he wants, as long as he doesn't lose any more yachts. Billy will think that the problem is that he doesn't know who Billy really is. Across the room, Chance would thank Paul for the conversation and the men would join. Phyllis will come to Chance and ask if his conversation with Paul has anything to do with what happened in Las Vegas. Phyllis would think that Chance should just tell her what happened between him and Adam in Vegas, saying she would continue to persevere. Eventually, Billy will go to the diving bar, where he will quickly join a poker game. Billy will tell himself that he will only play one hand, then give up, and he will do exactly that. Billy would tell himself that it was easier than he thought. Eventually, Billy will go to the empty glass, where he will immediately be invited to join a poker game. Billy will tell himself that he will only play one hand. After a round, Billy would go for a drink, telling himself it was much easier than he thought. Y&R's Inor on Friday sounds good, so don't miss out. Stay tuned for interesting episodes on our channel.